What's up, everybody? My name is Walt. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, we talk about travel, we talk about vlogs, we talk about credit, things like that. So if you're new, that sounds interesting to you, just make sure you hit that subscribe button right up here. Again, I'm giving away an Amazon gift card. Once we hit 2,000 subscribers, 4 of you will be able to get an Amazon gift card for $25. All you have to do is subscribe and let me know you subscribe by commenting down in the video right here. So today's topic is going to be why is credit and credit cards such an important part of anyone's life? Younger people, middle age, a little older, it doesn't matter what the age range is. It's really important from 18 plus. And I want to talk to you guys about that, give you opinions, my story, and a few ways as to why credit and credit cards are important. So let's get right into this video. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about, what family, with friends, and what the kind of society says about credit, especially with credit cards. They really, like a lot of things you'll hear is, credit's bad. If you use credit cards, it messed up my life. It can mess up your life. Don't do it, stay away from them. They're money hungry, they do this, they do that. They take advantage of you. Credit is not needed. Use money instead of credit because you don't owe anybody. And the thing I can say about these are, they're right. Everything that I just said is 100% accurate. They're right, but they're right in their own means. And what I mean by that is, credit can hurt you. Credit can do you wrong. They can take advantage of you. You can end up owing a lot of money. They're right. Their opinions are 100% correct, especially for their situations. Credit may have ruined their life. Credit may have done them wrong. And in no way am I being rude or disrespectful, but that's in their opinions and that's in their way. That's something that they did wrong. So just like anything else in life, you go out there and you drive a car. Knock on wood, but something bad can happen when you're walking outside your house today. A car can mess up your life. Anything, you falling, you slipping, you doing something, you playing basketball, whatever you do, you can mess up anything. Anything could be messed up. So, and 9 times out of 10, do we stop doing those things? No. Some people say it's like playing with fire and all that stuff. I get it, but everything out here is like, you're driving a car. Like that's probably the best example. Anything can happen. Again, forbid it, but and knock on wood, but it can happen. So again, their opinions are correct, but again, I'm not being rude. Those are their opinions, and these are mistakes that they made. To kind of just sum it all up, these are mistakes that somebody made some point in their life that they just are making excuses now instead of trying to change those actions. We're all here about, we can make mistakes, and being, in this day and age, you can make mistakes and you can always learn from them and grow and improve yourself. So they're right. The opinions are really, really huge, but also opinions are credit is good for you. You can make a living from it. You can make some money from it. I know a lot of people on here like Dwayne from How to Build Credit TV. You got Wise Flies, Points Pointers, Shifu, Sebi. They use points, they use credit cards, they use credit to their advantage. And that's the other side of the equation. And they're right too. Credit can be awesome for you if you use it correctly. So those are the opinions when it comes to credit. Let me tell you my story when it comes to credit. Just about 5 years ago, I was 19, and one of the biggest issues I had was I couldn't get anything, and it wasn't because I didn't pay my bills. That was probably my biggest reasoning of me not understanding at that point. I paid my bills on time. I paid my prepaid phone bill on time. I paid. I went shopping. I had money in the bank. I never was overdrawn on my checking and savings accounts. Why can't you lend me credit? Why can't you use my checking or savings? And again, this was 5 years ago, so it's different now with the new FICO score. But 5 years ago, and it kind of still equates now, I pay my bills on time, and it doesn't improve your score, certain bills. And that was my issue. Being 19, I wanted, a nice phone. I didn't want prepaid anymore. I had some income coming in. I wanted an okay phone. I wanted a, non-prepaid plan. So And I went to a couple of different stores, and they said no. because you don't have credit at all. You have ghost credit. You have none. Even credit card companies, I even got denied for the student cards. Like, the Discover, I think, is Journey card. I got declined for so many student cards. I got declined for everything, and it was because I had no credit. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely something to kind of sink in and be like, when you think you're doing really good for yourself, you got to kind of take a step back and say you got to improve. There's always room for improvement. And I don't come from a wealthy family, so, and to be honest, financial literacy as far as credit, it was talked about, but it wasn't really broken down. And to be honest, I really didn't have anybody to really sit me down and say, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put you on our credit cards, etc. And that's fine. I don't, I'm not mad or anything like that. It made sense for me to be in that situation, and I had to be the one to break the cycle. So I'm sure a lot of you can relate. We may not come from wealthy families. I sure don't. And we got to break the cycle. We got to break that cycle of just credit is bad or this or that, or we're maxed out on our credit cards. So that's my story. And today I want to give you a few examples as to why credit is so important. I actually went to Wells Fargo. I got a secured credit card for about, I think, $500. I gave them $500 at that point in time. And they took that $500. And what they did with the secured credit card is they used that $500. They put it in a savings account that I couldn't touch. And that was my credit limit. So that's what a secured card is. And I'll put a video up on here as far as secured credit cards and how to get approved for your first credit card. It was a really awesome video I did about a year ago to kind of go more in detail with secured credit cards and things of that nature. But that's what I did. I got a secured credit card within about a year. My credit score was in like the mid-6s after maybe a year and a half of proper on-time payments, paying in full, just using maybe like $40 a month on a $500 credit limit. My credit score was in the mid-6s, and I was pretty satisfied. I went from 0 to about the middle 6s within about a year and a half, and getting more credit cards. My first unsecured credit card was a $10,000 limit. So I went from $500 to my first one being $10,000. It was amazing. I did not believe what they had told me my limit was. So that's my story, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys. So here are the few different ways on why credit is such an important factor for life and just financial freedom in general. So the first thing is things are going to be cheaper. All right, and I'm talking about APR, which is annual percentage rate, which is interest on whatever you're trying to get, whether that's a car loan or just a personal unsecured loan, or you're trying to get things like, for me, for an example, like I said earlier, with the phone. So I'm going to kind of show you a video right here while I'm talking. So if you see right here, I'm on the T-Mobile website, and everybody, we got an iPhone gang, we got Samsung gang. Right now I'm rocking an iPhone. I'm in the ecosystem of iPhones, but just for this example, we're going to do the Samsung S10 Plus, I think that's what it's called. And I want to show you guys, if you're actually looking at my movements on the screen, you see they have credit, and they have awesome credit, they have good credit, and then they have no credit. And if you see me clicking the buttons for awesome credit versus good credit, which is kind of average, versus no credit, you see the difference in the price you have to pay up front. I think the awesome credit was maybe like the mid 2s, and then like the okay credit was like the higher 2s, and then no credit at all was like you got to pay the full price of the phone. That's a good example right there. That's the best way to kind of sum it up. You got to put out more money. Even if you're not putting out interest or anything like that on the phone, you got to dish out more money just from the get-go, because you don't have credit, or you may not have the best credit, and it can cost you a lot of money. Especially another good example is with the interest rates. You can have an interest rate of, for example, unsecured loan, 8.99% for like awesome, perfect credit, all the way maybe up to like 17, 18% for like not the best credit. So, if somebody who has a $4,000 loan, let's say you and I, we both have $4,000 loan. Somebody has awesome credit, one of us has awesome credit, and the other one has okay credit. It's the same amount of money we're taking from the bank and borrowing, but I'm going to be paying more, or you're going to be paying more, depending on which one of us has, whoever has the higher credit score pays less. So whoever doesn't pays more, and it's still the same $4,000, but I'm actually probably spending more than you are, or vice versa, whoever has the better credit score. So that's the first thing. It saves money. It can save you a lot of money, especially when it comes to interest rates and things like phones, kind of simple things. This is something that's kind of been new within like the late 2000s, in my opinion, 2010s, getting a job now. Some jobs, and it's not like, you know, your local, like, you know, just kind of basic standard like fast food job or something like that. I'm talking more so like maybe bank jobs, insurance jobs, things like that, where you're actually giving advice to people. They want to do a credit pull on you. They want to do a credit check. So nowadays you can actually not get a job or actually get a job by having a credit score. And that's a good advantage. If you can have, and again, do I agree with it? No, but this is what it is what it is. And, you know, just kind of play the game as it is. You know, I don't agree with it, but if you can have a better credit score, why not? It may land you a better job. So yeah, you can actually get a better job from having a credit score, or you can actually get disqualified from getting the job if you don't have a good credit score. So it's very crazy to kind of think about it. They judge you off of a number, even with the jobs. But it's kind of the same thing with a piece of paper. You know, they'll judge you with a degree, and that doesn't mean you're the smartest person or the most qualified person. That just means you passed all your classes in college and you graduated. So it kind of makes sense. So getting a job is also very important too. They actually will pull credit for that. Not every job though, but some jobs they will. So the third one is going to be a mortgage. Mortgages are, everybody should want to have a mortgage one day in their life, whether that's for ownership and you're kind of just going to live there, or whether it's ownership and you want to rent or to flip for like real estate purposes. But I think home ownership is also really important, and real estate is really good for financial freedom. I think I'm almost everyone that's not a rapper or an athlete or something like that, their success comes from real estate as well. So real estate's a really big one, and that's a really good time to get some real estate. So if you want a mortgage, even just to live once you have a family and you don't want to do real estate, you just want to live there, mortgage is important. Credit is important. And again, if you have a lower credit score, they can still get you a mortgage, but you're going to have a lot more restrictions, like a FHA mortgage and things of that nature. So you want to make sure you have a high or, you know, exceptional credit score, because the higher your score, the lower your interest, the better the terms are, etc. So mortgage is really important. That's just another key factor. And I know almost everybody wants a mortgage. So mortgage is also important for credit. Starting a business, whether that is, you know, going, and, you know, most of the time when you're starting a business, you know, you don't have the funds up front. So you're going to go to a bank and ask for a loan or a credit card or something. And if you don't have any business credit, because this is your first one, they're going to pull your personal credit. If you don't have personal credit or things like that, the chances of you getting a loan is slim to none. So if you want to start a business, it's really important too. So that was kind of just a quick one. If you did want to start a business, credit is important. You got to have personal credit to get your foot in the door with business credit. It saves you money. If you don't believe me, you know, cards like this, the Amex Gold card, Amex Platinum card, Chase Freedom, so many different cards. These cards, you know, you got to have an exceptional score to get. And that's not to brag, that's just to be honest. But these things save you money. They have awesome sign-up bonuses. So, for example, 60,000 points if you spend $5,000 in the first 3 months or 4 months can give you a nice, you know, it's at the very minimum redemption rate. 60,000 points can be $600. So that $600 you can use towards travel, you know, transferring over to airline partners, and actually saves you money. So when you're shopping, you know, you're using your credit card, you're getting points, so you're actually putting money back into your pocket. You're traveling probably for free or for cheap. And again, there are so many channels here, including mine, that kind of show you how to redeem points and stuff. So I'm not going to get into everything because that's a whole different video. But again, like I said, Wise Flies, Credit Shifu, Ask Sebi, How to Build Credit TV. They show you so many different ways, and they're all awesome channels on how to maximize your credit card points, cash back, and use it to your advantage. So it can actually save you money on a broader scale and give you lifetime experiences that you may normally wouldn't do, you know, with your own money. For example, first class tickets, hotels, vacations, things that you may not normally do. You actually now can do so because of these sign-up bonuses from having credit cards and knowing how to use them. Just make sure with the credit cards, we're paying them in full, and you know, we're not in debt or anything like that, because not paying it in full, being in debt, interest starts to accumulate, and that just, you know, if you're going to be charged interest, it just makes doesn't make sense at all. So make sure you are using it to your advantage, paying it in full, and knowing everything about your credit card. A lot of my friends and things like that, they don't know the perks that they have on their credit cards. And they're sitting there with a card that has roadside assistance that's literally saving you money right there, but they have AAA. They're paying a yearly fee for AAA when they have a credit card right there that may give them roadside assistance 4 times a year for free. So it makes sense, and that's another way it can save you money. All right, so credit cards are important. They can give you lifetime experiences. They can give you cash back, travel, free travel, cheap travel, hotel statuses, you name it. All of this just for having a decent or a great credit score. Now, the last and final thing, and I hope nobody has to go through this, but credit cards are also there for emergencies. Now, I'm always big on having a savings account, saving at least 10 to 15% of your income annually, so you don't have to go through this. But we are still human. There are people who do live check to check, and that's all. I mean, that's the obvious. So credit cards can also be good for emergencies. Now, I don't use my credit cards for emergencies, but you never know. So emergencies are also a key point as well. If you're somebody who may have, just car issues, or something just happened, the leak in the house, or you may have to get something with, I don't know, whatever happens, a new phone, anything, computer broke down or something, whatever happens, and credit cards, and this is again at the very least, if it's an emergency, just put it on your credit card and pay it when you can. You have cards like American Express where you can have like a pay it over time plan, and that money's there for you for emergency purposes. And again, life happens, so not everybody has a bunch of money in our savings account just to like dish out on a new car unexpectedly. Some people have a lot of families and a lot of responsibilities. But if you have an exceptional credit score and you can kind of use that to your advantage, keeping your card at a zero balance until you may need it for emergency purposes really comes into play. A good emergency, probably like a better emergency instead of like something catastrophic. Let's just say you're on vacation and your debit card is lost or something. And when you travel, guys, I hope you guys travel with more than one method of, method to pay. So let's say you lose your debit card or somebody steals it, and you keep your credit card or another debit, or another credit card or something like that somewhere else. Well, now you have that for your emergency. You can close your other card down because somebody stole it or it was lost, and now you're not stranded. You have more money to use to get you through until you get back home. So these were my reasons as to why credit and credit cards are really important. Again, I will have a video on how to get approved for your first credit card right in the description as well, but I'll also put it here as a suggestion for you guys. I definitely would suggest you watch it, especially again for anybody who was in my same predicament, who just could not get approved for anything. Even if you're in a situation where you're trying to rebuild, definitely check that video out. So guys, thank you much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Again, I'm giving away 4 Amazon gift cards. Once we hit 2,000 subscribers, 4 of you could possibly win a $25 Amazon gift card. Again, just subscribe and let me know you've done so by commenting on the video below. I will also have t-shirts. T-shirts are actually on sale now, so that link is also in the description. If you want to support the channel, make sure you buy a t-shirt. The t-shirt says "Got Credit," has the Credit Card Maestro logo on it. My t-shirt's actually coming in the mail. It should actually be here tomorrow. So in my next video or the next one after that, I will be wearing my t-shirts. I can show you what it looks like. Really good quality. Hey guys, so sorry for the weird cutoff. The thing that I'm recording on kind of just died. I was recording for a long time, but that's the end of the video. If you have any other questions or concerns, again, let me know. Make sure you subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you share it if you found it helpful. Have yourself a great day, and thank you for tuning in.